Hello and welcome to Baseplate Reviews. Season's greetings, and today I'm checking out the Winter Village Collection set for 2023 in 10325 Alpine Lodge. This one comes with 1,517 pieces, retailing for $100 US, 90 British pounds or 130 Canadian dollars. So that's just 6.6 cents per piece, which indicates we're getting some decent value here. Of course, it's not great value if the set is made up of just tiny common pieces or the design is just plain bad, but I don't think that's the case at all here. The set comes as effectively 3 separate builds with, of course, the main build being the Alpine Lodge, but then you also have an outhouse and a small frozen pond. The instruction booklets actually try to suggest that because there are 2 separate books, one for the lodge and then another for the 2 side builds, that this is a great set to build together. I don't think that this is particularly the case at all, because the main build is so much more substantial than the 2 side builds that you would need a very slow partner to build them at the same time. It's a slight pity, because I do think these kind of sets are exactly the type that families do want to build together, and actually last year's set 10308 Holiday Main Street did this very successfully, with 3 pretty equally sized builds plus an excellent Christmas tree to say the least. The build for the Alpine Lodge was very satisfying, and getting some different part types in the set really helped with that. We end up with 3 builds, so starting with the smallest we have the outhouse, and whilst it's fun enough, I was struggling to work out why we had it at all. The set isn't like the modular buildings where it's seemingly set in an undefinable past era. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be modern day, and I'm not sure these are really a thing anymore. Either way, it is easily recognisable with what I assume is some kind of long drop inside and the toilet roll right there, plus a nice enough tree build on the side that we also see replicated for the frozen pond. The outhouse door has a crescent moon shaped sticker on it, which I was unsure of what it was supposed to represent, but apparently it's supposed to be a small window. I suppose so you can have some light when sat in there doing your business. The frozen pond is a bit more like it for me. We get those transparent opal wall elements for the actual frozen pond part, and we've only had those in 2 other sets. The Lunar New Year Ice Festival set from 2022, where it was used just like this as frozen water, and we've also seen them in the recently released Avengers Tower, where I believe at least one of them is used to create a mirror effect for a bar. I really like this piece, and it's the best representation of an icy surface we've had in LEGO so far. The pond here has a little jetty leading out to it, which is small but effective, and then at the back are a couple of boxes for ice skates with a green money tile, which I think suggests you can rent skates from here. This is a nice little build, but you'll see later that it does have somewhat of a flawed design. We also get a small snowmobile and accompanying trailer, also in red, with the suggestion that it can be used to transport the Christmas tree. This uses a pretty minimal number of parts, but still manages to be super effective, and you can tell what it is instantly. Some pretty classic LEGO design there. Finally, we come to the main build, which is the lodge itself, and we know the name, 2 Pines Inn, as it has its own sign, which unfortunately is a sticker rather than a print, but it is one of only a few in the set, so I'll remain relaxed about that. I think the first thing, maybe other than the sign, that you'll notice is the log cabin design of that upper level, and this is really good stuff using the outside bow plate types in dark orange, and you won't find these in any other sets for your mocking purposes, so if you want to build something using the same technique, you might have to buy this set. The technique used at the corners is emulating the button pass method of building log homes, and if you want to check out some amazing real life log homes, I'd definitely recommend Golden Eagle Log Homes YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. Anyway, back to LEGO, and the other part of the front of the building that I really like is the shutters on the ground floor windows that have been made using some really simple radiator grille pieces in the new dark red colour. To the side we have a small log store, and above is a nice balcony leading out from the floor above. When we take a look at the building from the sides and then spinning it around, we can see that it is relatively substantial, at least on the ground floor, certainly for a non-enclosed set. It doesn't need to be enclosed, as that's not the standard for these Winter Village sets, so that's not a problem. One thing to note is that none of the windows can open. They all have an outside bow plate sat in front of them, so they are locked in place. One side of the ground floor is where pretty much all the action is happening, with a couple of cosy chairs and a coffee table set up beside the fireplace that gets lit up with a light brick that is activated by pressing down on the chimney. Just behind here you'll find a snack or breakfast area with a coffee machine and some sugar cookies. The reception area is also here, and although it's pretty tiny, again it's so effective with a sign-in book and a pen. This book is again a sticker, and in this instance, why couldn't this have been a 2x2 print LEGO? This would have been an easy win. There are 2 levels above, both being bedrooms, with the first having a door that leads out to the balcony. This level also has the benefit of having a small fireplace that gets lit up by the light brick too. The top level is similar, but this is also where the roof is fixed into place at an angle using some Technic bricks that are very cleverly disguised as looking like some kind of decorative garland. We get 5 minifigs with the set, the first 2 representing what I think are the owners of the lodge. An older couple with the male figure sporting some kind of overalls and having no alternate face, and the female wearing a very nice knitted cardigan pattern that carries over to the back of the torso, and she has an alternate face and what appears to be a leather helmet and goggles for riding the snowmobile. That piece is pretty interchangeable between the 2 figures here, I think. The torso here is unique to this set, so that's a plus. We then have the lodge guests, starting off with a cross-country skier, and he's nice enough with one face print that says scared and another that reads as excited. Torso and legs are good, but are not unique pieces. They work well for this. I'm disappointed there wasn't also a hat piece in addition to the hair. He is skiing, so I think it is kind of essential. Lastly, we have a mother and child, and both have nice festive sweaters, and both have decent alternative face prints. I do like the mother's contented face, which is perfect for when sat beside the idyllic cosy fire inside the lodge. The best bits of these minifigs are probably the hair pieces, which I like for both. I placed the elements for the set on top of one of the IKEA Lego boxes, a 32x44 stud one, and it all just about fits, but if you wanted to display these in this way using the IKEA boxes, you might want 2 of them to be able to space the parts out nicely. Here though is where I noticed that the frozen pond has no connection points on its bottom side to be able to actually place this into position on any studded surface. That isn't ideal if you want to place it securely, and is a small minus for the set. I also placed the gift with purchase set winter market stall with this, as sometimes these GWPs seem ideally designed to place alongside the winter village set of the same year, but this doesn't really work. That's maybe the biggest drawback of this set. By their nature, these Alpine Lodges probably work best by themselves, pretty isolated on a hillside rather than as part of a village. Maybe it doesn't fit in with the other sets in that theme, if you do like to display them all together. I personally don't care too much about that. I like the set in and of itself, and I really love the log cabin technique, and it's always great to get a light brick. Overall, a quality Christmas set, and probably the best one for 2023, although maybe the gift with purchase wintertime carriage ride gives it a run for its money. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Merry Christmas, and I hope a few of you have this set under the tree on Christmas Day.